And Weller came back in the final race of the day to win the North Island Unlimited Unrestricted Championship, setting us up for a clash of the Titans here on the Manukau Harbour today. Up for grabs, the Malt Gold Cup and New Zealand Grand Prix Championship.
Oh, I'd say Graham will be pretty hard to beat out here because it'll be pretty rough course, I'd say, and his boat will suit the rough water quite a lot. So, it'll be pretty fast, I'd say, and we're just up here just sort of doing a bit of testing more than anything. Usually there's a bit of a test weekend. Got to try a new propeller and new rudder and things like that, so pretty all laid back really. Got a new shaft made because we bent the old one from when that propeller flew off 2 weekends ago at Carapero, so had a new shaft made and that was quite bent, the old one, which caused the vibration, which we think led to a hole in the bottom of the boat. So I think we'll fix that and we'll just really see what happens really.
Yeah, they've had that fuel away and it's been tested by one company, and obviously the test was no good because they didn't actually tell us the test, but it was out of an open drum. So now they've come down and picked up a drum we haven't opened, it's fresh, and they'll recognise that result when they get it back, but they will not recognise the drum that's been opened. So we're hoping that they will come and honour their situation once they find out that our fuel has been a wee bit insuperior.
No, race conditions are good, the weather's fine, but that wind drop would be really good. That would make it better for those smaller boats. But no, we're happy and let's hope the day carries on. It's still running, so it's got to be a good day.
Yeah, you get a little bit nervous. You're sort of planning what you're going to do out there. You go in any boat over 100 mile an hour, you've got to sort of have a think what you're doing. So.
Well, we worked out the other day I was doing about 186 mile an hour. It's got more to go. It might even beat my turbine record of 190 mile an hour. Because the Australasian water speed record I hold of 192 mile an hour, that's the water speed record between Australia and New Zealand. So I reckon this boat might even beat that.
Peter Thomas's little twister lights it up. Fortunately, safety crews are on hand to minimise the damage.
We've got a fire in the engine department and a bit of excitement there. You can see the cowls all melted out of shape. Bit of an explosion, kaboom. And thankfully it wasn't too major. I managed to put the fire out. But certainly you've got some work to do now.
Bit of excitement, eh?
Oh, not the sort of excitement you really want. We've had small fire on board, but no, nothing major. We've been very, very lucky. We run an on-board fire extinguisher and that should control the blaze until the rescue craft gets here and puts it out. But there was only a couple of weeks ago in Australia, the old Radical boat from New Zealand, it caught on fire and they had no fire extinguisher on the crash boat. And of course, when they got to it, it's all too late, burned the whole top of the boat. And they actually just burned to the waterline. And then you've got the bottom half left there, so it's it's a pretty uncanny feeling and something you don't want to experience if you can help it.
It's just too rough out there. It's too dangerous. The waves are very, very sharp on the corners, and with the wind as a combination, the chance of flipping over is just too big. And all you do is smash all the gear up, and it's just not worth it.
Too rough, you're just going to end up breaking something, or me.
So that might be it, we might not be racing today?
Well, it might ease up. Once it, I think we're getting a bit of wind against the tide at the moment, which is giving it a real sharp drop down the back straight there.
Well, at the moment, the conditions aren't suitable to run, and to be quite honest, it's bloody dangerous out there, and if they put people out there, we're going to need an ambulance or two on picket. It's as simple as that.
The conditions are pretty rough out there at the moment, and for the safety of the boaties and that, I'm not prepared to run them on that big course. So we're running a couple of the small classes on the short course, 2 more races, and then when that's clear, I'll go and have a look at the large course and see if we can run. Otherwise we might have to can it until tomorrow. We've got to think of the safety of the drivers and their gear, so I've got to be careful how we do it.
With a strong wind against the tide, conditions put a halt to racing early on the first day. Day 2, however, conditions couldn't be better with glassy seas and light winds.
Well, if it stays like this, it's perfect conditions. I mean, salt water, it's a little bit more buoyant. The boats, hey, if everything's going good, the boats will be flying out there today. Like it's beautiful at the moment, so let's hope it stays like that.
Well, obviously yesterday the conditions were too rough. We've obviously got blowing out due to weather conditions. Today it's looking pretty primo at the moment. It's just pretty flat out there, and should be pretty good racing, I'd say, today.
Stay with us. After the break, it's the big clash of Annihilator and Warlord as we bring you the first heat of the Malt Gold Cup.
Come to this lovely area of Auckland, see what we can do to you fellas up here.
The boat's already in the milling area, and already Warlord right out wide gets the whole shot. Annihilator 2 trying desperately hard to pull him in. And behind him the mighty Warwick Lupton with the big Rock FM sponsored Annihilator. Into the front straight away they come, and already Warlord showing a clear set of heels to the rest of the field. Look at the sheer concentration on Graham Weller's face. A total class act, the whole Weller family in behind him. Into the front straight away they come in near perfect conditions here. Auckland's done his job once again. Annihilator trying desperately hard to pull in the flying Weller. Into the front straight away they go, then right down the back straight away. Oh, these little 3-litre hydroplanes are going to be struggling with this class act. The little Formula 1 tunnel boats, they're mercury powered, they can't keep up with the big 1400 horsepower Grand Prix hydroplanes. Into the front straight away, and already Graham Weller starts to pull in some of the slower boats. This is going to cause him problems, but no, out wide he goes, leaving the little boats a narrow line through to run into the top corner. As the tide goes out now, Graham Weller right out wide, through comes Annihilator 2. Into the back straight away on what is bound to be his last lap as he flies past Peter Thomas and Mr. Twister. Up and behind him, Thomas finds some horsepower from somewhere, and Weller charges on, flies the boat into the Manukau Harbour corner. Up into the corner he comes. This guy's all hooked up and hauling from side to side with a wheel. Into the front straight away he comes down towards the checkered flag. Concentration once again. Weller's bound to take the win in this one. Into the front straight away, up with a checkered flag, and Weller gets the win. On the inside of him, the Formula 1 tunnel boats struggle on in the holes, but look at little cracker right across these big holes that he's dug for them, and right out wide we go to Annihilator 2. Obviously with a horrendous problem there as he settles down further out wide in the corner. So it's definitely the Weller's day in the mighty Warlord Graham Weller. Oh, what an act this guy's had to perform. Renegade across the line now, quite a long ways back, but man, just check out those conditions. It looks like the Detroit race all over again. It doesn't come much better than this in Grand Prix hydroplane racing in New Zealand as Graham Weller goes round to do his victory lap. Hey, nobody can get out there to give the guy the checkered flag. He's gone too fast.
Really, we had a sort of idea that we wanted to get to that first buoy first, so as you see, we had quite a bit of boat speed going down that back straight and the next straight, and then we sort of brought it back a little bit and just went to finish the race. So no, everything's going good and boat's running nice and the conditions are great, so no, it's all good.
We got a lot of salt water in the engine bay, and it's got on the electrics, and started missing him badly before the start, and actually had a job to keep it on the plane to come into line at the start, and consequence, with all the banging and popping, I decided after a lap, it's time to pull in before we hurt something properly.
We were a bit late at the start there. I was actually in line pretty well, but then flag dropped a bit late for me, and I sort of was a bit ahead of the flag and couldn't quite see. Water came on the screen. I was a bit late on the start there, and we're going pretty good there for a few laps. It was really just Graham obviously got the first turn first. It's pretty hard to drive around someone then. So he actually was dictating the race, obviously, which made it quite rough and pretty hard to drive around someone. And then we're just going down the back straight there, just cruising along, and lost all sort of power, and yeah, threw a propeller off. We've got no propeller on the back of the boat now, so it just revved up to 9,500 revs, the engine did, and yeah, got no propeller on the back now. So I don't quite know what's caused that. I think actually the back of the shaft looks like it snapped off and gone with the propeller. Yeah, we've got another propeller, but only that one there only just landed here yesterday from the States, so yeah, it's a bit of a bastard really, but we might be able to find it when the tide goes out.
So into the New Zealand Grand Prix, the first heat of the New Zealand Grand Prix. These are the top boats in the country racing on the Grand Prix circuit. Right out wide, Annihilator 2, just tucked in alongside him, the Mighty Warlord. Then we go to Little Cracker, the first of the 3-litre hydroplanes, mixing it up there also. The Formula 1 tunnel boats. Down goes the flag, and Weller gets a flyer. Up goes the bow of his boat. This is total class racing. Behind him though, he can't see it. The Annihilator's gone down, maybe another propeller, who knows, but Graham Weller, the big turning fin, scything into the water, throwing tons of seawater out, and behind him Graham Weller blitzes down the front straightaway. Peter Thomas, Mr. Twister, trying forlornly to pull him in on the inside of him. Little Cracker down the front straightaway comes our leader once again in perfect conditions. Graham Weller, they call him the consummate driver, the driver's driver. Just look at the sheer concentration into the front straight away again, and Graham Weller knows he's got it won, leaving plenty of room for Hummingbird Fishfinders. Then in behind him, Mr. Twister in the Formula 1. We go to California Girls. Fabulous conditions here as the tide recedes at Manukau Harbour. It could cause problems later in the day. Round comes our winner though, Graham Weller, another benefit. Little Cracker struggles on, bouncing from chine to chine. Down the front straight away, up goes the checkered flag, up goes the hands from the Warlord camp. They know that Graham Weller's got this one won. Into the back straight away, and just check it out, the consummate driver, away he goes with it once again. Graham Weller, Warlord.
It's not going to like it out there, but we'll go out and have another bat in the last one and see how we go. But yeah, as I said, it's pretty hard to get off the water this, and we're taking a bit of water on board, and when the water's on board, because it's full of salt, it just shorts all the electrics out, and we can't really get going, which is a bit disappointing, but that's the way things go.
When we return, we have the final of the Formula 1 and the big clash of the day when we see who will take out the Malt Gold Cup and New Zealand Grand Prix Championship for 2003.
So up to the line come these fabulous Formula 1 tunnel boats. Patriot right out wide, then Ian Thomas with Twister, Hummingbird, and on the inside California Girls. California Girls gets the whole shot, but the sheer Johnson power of Hummingbird takes off into the lead. He's followed out by California Girls in second place. Alan Dennis then back a little further to Ian Thomas and Twister. This is the shared boat, the boat of Peter Thomas and Ian Thomas, as they move up into second place, right around the outside of California Girls. Back there in the 4A though, John Hanson battles on gamely in the Patriot. Up towards the start-finish line they come, still with a couple of laps to go, and it's the Johnson Power and Hummingbird that leads the way at the moment. California Girls in second. Here comes Ian Thomas now with Twister right around the outside of California Girls, and the Patriot still back there in fourth place. Up the side chute they go, and it's Hummingbird all the way. Twister hanging on to second place, and back we go to California Girls. Still a long way to go there for Patriot, but into the start-finish line now, just about ready for the checkered flag. The OMC-powered Hummingbird gets the win. Twister will take out second place. Then back a little bit further, we go to the Mercury Power of California Girls, and right at the tail end would be the Patriot.
Really concentrated on my start. In the first race, missed the flag and had to follow everybody else around. We got to the first turn buoy in front, and it was clean water, so I could choose my lines and just slowly pull away from the field. Coming back and checking the engine quickly for the next race, we've got a cracked spark plug. Must have been a bit of detonation in the bottom cylinder. It's something I didn't notice when I was driving, but between every race there's a full engine check and go over every nut and bolt on the boat and pick up on things like that, because to run it again would surely mean trouble. So they're working on fixing that now, and we're up next, so yeah, hopefully we can do as well in the Malt Gold Cup.
With a fast receding tide, the call has been made to combine the finals of the Malt Gold Cup and the New Zealand Grand Prix Championship into one race.
Yeah, we'll go and have a run and see how we go, but yeah, we're not too confident. I think we've probably got over the problems, but we'll go out and have our last bat and see if we can do a couple of hard laps, which we seem to have not done all weekend.
Yeah, a little bit nervous. The water's running out pretty quickly at the moment, so it's going to make for a rougher race. But we'll just drive to the conditions and see if we can come away with a good placing. We're really happy. This is the longest the boat's run for 5 regattas, so we're pretty happy.
So the wind against the tide could cause problems for these guys. No problems for this fella though. Weller settles himself down into the F-16 fighter cockpit. But the main problem is the tide's going out. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. With no water, these puppies can't go racing. Away goes Annihilator all the way from Waverley, Warwick Lupton. Then in behind him, the Weller family in the hands of Graham Weller there in the big Warlord. Problems. I can't believe it. Again, Lupton with problems comes into the shore. He won't make the start. Up goes the hand. Warwick Lupton looks down. Not a happy chappy. Back to the start we go, and already Little Cracker forming in line alongside the Cyclone start boat. Then right out wide we go to Hummingbird. This is the Formula 1 tunnel boat. Alongside him, California Girls, then Twister. But right out wide, the big Master Blaster and Warlord Graham Weller as they get ready for the start. Down goes the flag and away they go. Graham Weller turns on the afterburner and straight out into the lead. This is going to be a nothing race for this fella. He's going to have the challenge though from Twister. On the inside of him, California Girls. A little bit further back we go to Hummingbird. But it's all Graham Weller once again, the consummate pilot. Up into the front straight away they go. Twister giving him all sorts of worry now. Hummingbird on the inside of him, perfect conditions. The tide is not causing any problems for this fella though. You can see the sand underneath the boat. That's how quick this fella's going. Hummingbird there in second place. Up the front straight away they go as Weller goes down the back straight away already. Half a lap out in front of the rest of the field that's flying. Into the bottom corner they come and Weller slides through the water into the front straight away, still with a couple of laps to go. Hummingbird holding on to second place, and Peter Thomas with Twister. The little Mercury trying desperately hard to pull him in. Little Cracker in behind him digging big holes for himself. Into the back straight away they go as the checkered flag gets ready to come out. It's a benefit for Graham Weller and the crew. They've done a fantastic job, a perfect effort for the Weller family. Around the top corner for the final time as the checkered flag goes up. Graham Weller will be happy with this one. It's been his day, and up goes the checkered flag. Graham Weller gets the win again. That makes it 3 from 3. The young fella in Hummingbird across the line second. Then Peter Thomas with Mr. Twister across in third place. But what a benefit, what a race there for the Warlord team. The whole of the Weller family, the Weller generation there, the younger generation. Warlord, it's been your day.
Yeah, we got 3 out of 3, which, I mean, on salt water, we ran the same engine all day. We didn't break anything. It's really good to be able to come back with a win and a boat with no breakages. We haven't won the Malt Gold before. The New Zealand GP we've won once before. I mean, every win you can get's definitely a bonus. I mean, you don't go out there to lose, so that's what we're after.
Basically, at the end of the day, it's the same sort of thing that happened to us in the first heat. When we go to take off, we're taking in a bit of water over the top, and with a bit of salt in it, it obviously shorts the electrics out. And I went out and did a lap, and in the top turn it nearly died. It's Yeah, so it's just losing a tremendous amount of power. It's sort of half-pipe gets going down the straight, you go through the turn, it struggles to get through, so at the end of the day, one worth carrying on, we're only going to break something, so come in.
The Warlord reigns supreme. Graham Weller wins 3 from 3 to take out the Malt Gold Cup and New Zealand Grand Prix Championship for 2003. That's it for the New Zealand Open Speedboat Championship for this year. We look forward to bringing you all the action when the Aussies return for the Australasian Championship in 2004. We'll see you then. For more information about the New Zealand Speedboat Championships, visit www.nzpba.com.